I'm sure if you ask them, I'm sure they would tell you that space station is where they love to be. I'm fucking sure. Yeah. You know what I like? There's plenty of places I like to be, you know? Like man, this website is miserable. Anytime you move on it, a thing pops up. These are the Boeing Starliner astronauts. They've been stranded in space since June of last year. Well, of this year, soon to be last year. So, the Boeing Starliner sent these two up there. It malfunctioned, so they couldn't come back. It malfunctioned again. They couldn't come back. It was deemed unsafe to travel in the Boeing Starliner to come back. They sent the Boeing Starliner back without these two, and they've been just stuck ever since. It was supposed to only be an 8-day mission, or 8 to 10-day mission, and it's coming up on a year, and it's going to exceed a year because the most recent rescue trip was just delayed again. They are also getting close to the longest time anyone has spent in space, if I remember correctly. Let me see what the record is. I think the record was like 380 something days. Consecutive days, like without... What the fuck? Oh, there we go. Oh, it was 437 consecutive days. So they are going to be close. Thanks, membership, moi. No, I'm not a big beer guy. Thanks, resub, Jeff. Great article. I don't get to read the whole thing, so hold on. Let me see why it got delayed again. Their stay was extended to February next year because of technical issues with the experimental spacecraft Starliner built by Boeing. Classic, that's how you know it's not going to work. Following a delay in launching a new capsule to the ISS, the pair won't be back until late March or possibly April. NASA said the delay posed no risk to the astronauts. Alright. The International Space Station... Imagine they're not getting paid overtime for all of this. Oh, we only scheduled you for 8 days worth of pay. Shit out of luck. Sorry, team. Thanks to give Subspectral. Resub extinct. Most space station missions last 6 months, with a few reaching a full year, so the extension to Butch and Sunny already overdue stay in space should not be a problem, according to Dr. Simon Barber. I'm sure that they're already disappointed that we're going to miss Christmas back home with the folks, but this is only 2 months on an already quite long mission. And I'm sure if you ask them, I'm sure they would tell you that space station is where they love to be. I'm fucking sure. Yeah. You know what I like? There's plenty of places I like to be, you know? I'd love to be in different places. But if I'm only scheduled to be there for 8 days, like I'm going there with the assumption I'm only going to be there for like a week or so, the last thing I'd want to be is stuck there for a fucking year. Even as my favorite place in the world. Thanks to the membership, Grumble. In mint. NASA's next crew of 4 for the ISS was supposed to have launched in February. The capsule carrying that crew was due to be the one bringing Butch and Sunny home, as well as astronauts Nick and Roscosmos. Cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov. It's part of a normal crew rotation, but there's been a delay by the private sector firm SpaceX in preparing a brand new Dragon capsule for the mission. That is now scheduled for flight readiness no earlier than late March. NASA said it considered using a different SpaceX capsule to fly up the replacement crew to keep flights on schedule, but it has now decided the best option is to wait for the new capsule to transport the next crew. That's rough. That is rough. If they can't rescue astronauts from the ISS, what makes you think they went millions of miles away to the moon and back? That has to be a joke. You have to be kidding, right? The fake moon landing thing will still never not be humorous to me. The technology to fake the moon landing would have been far harder than just doing it. And you yourself, as an average normal person, can actually communicate with the moon, with something that was left up there from one of the missions. I'm sure they're not going to die. They'll probably be fine. They might even break the record. But I'm sure they're pissed. I don't think that's where they'd love to be right now. I think they've been there far too long. Flat Earth theory is worse. Well, that one... that one is just an all-time classic. We already talked about it, but I love this so much. I'm going to bring it up again. The final experiment just happened with a group of like avid flat earthers. And one of the big things was the 24-hour sun. A 24-hour sun does not work in any flat earth models. So the point